welcome. Welcome to Pilates, welcome to Sculpt. Let's open up our legs on this next one. Now we're adding some hips. Oh, that feels good. And then lower, good. Inhale up, and then lower. And you got it. So let's add on the half moon where you go over and stretch out your sides with a little rotation. Now we're waking up our shoulders, our side, our hip. Breathe in. The breath gets fuller, and then go up and over and add a little rotation as well. Breathe in. Nice. And we're going to do a little balance right off the bat. So you're just going to go into a cold balance, meaning you're not really warmed up in the legs. And we're going to take tree. We're going to add on some different things to this. Well, hello. Welcome to Pilates. So at first, just take a tree. Just kind of notice how your balance is. And like someone's pulling your arms. Bring your hands down to center. Rotate your torso away from your knee and just hold for 10. We're going to do a little series of balances. Bring your torso back to the front, Let your hand go to your foot. And if you can, your other hand goes to your foot and open. That's it. You're doing great. And then we change the balance just by a little lean forward or a lot, depending on how you're feeling. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then try to get straight before you put your foot down. And then lower it. So that was a little balance. Let's take a knocking on the door of life. And it's kind of a cold run. So how are you balanced? So that would be applicable if you get up in the middle of the night and you want your balance without having been warmed up. So take your foot up, try tree, and then up. Stretch like someone's pulling your wrist. You're getting taller and taller and taller. Your hips are open. You're as tall as you can. Breathe, 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 like there's energy through your fingers, arms. How tall can you get? It's like you're up against a wall. Now the hands can come down the midline. The thumbs will touch the sternum. And then you're going to rotate away from the knee that's in the air. Return to the front of the room. Take the same side hand onto the ankle, and if you can, the other hand joins. Open up, did you see that? Open up your shoulders, ribs down, good. Yes, you guys are doing great. A lot of times we'll do one of these, but now we're doing a series. Now if you can, this is a change in the vestibular system, whoop, and go forward, and then you're gonna feel like you've got a difference with your ear. The brain. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Breathe in. Try to stand upright before you put your foot down and then lower. Woo! Nice job. Now we're going to go down and, grab a sip if you need. We're going to do a downward dog and meet there. And walk it out. Walk it out. And then both heels lift, both heels lower. And if you need a modification, you can be on the forearms. Hold the heels towards the floor. And then shift your body into a forearm plank. Or if you want a hand plank, you're welcome to do that. And just wake up this body. 10, 5, open up to a side, wake up this body. Yep, keep going. I'm going to just fold this. Go back to forearm plank, wake up the other side, arm up. And then bring that forearm down. Now, while you're here, push your hips up like you just were in the upside downward dog, and then you're going to go into plank. push your hips up, and then go into plank. Push your hips up, go into plank, up, plank, up, plank, up, plank. One more, and then hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let's take a child's pose here. Push back, and a second child's pose of the toes under, push back, and then grab a sip. We're gonna do 21. We haven't done that in a while. And 21 is where you do 21 planks, but you have a momentary pause at each one. So take a breath, take a full sip of water, get a prop if you need it. We're gonna start with that forearm plank and hold it. Kind of set up your cues here, head back. Now that was 1. Now we're gonna turn to a side and just hold it. So it's like someone's taking your picture and you need to take a moment. 2, and then we're gonna go back to the forearm plank, hold it. This is 3, side plank on the other side. 4, come back to the front plank. 5, open up to the side. 6, good, and forearm plank, hold here. 7, and if you just need to hold your plank steady for another reason, that is fine. Just challenge yourself in a safe way for you. 8, now go back to front plank. 9, open up to side plank. 10, come back down to front plank. 11, open up. 12, come back down. 13, open up. You're doing great. 14, it's like you're saying ta-da, forearm plank. 15, open up. 16, forearm plank. 17, open up. 18, I love it, forearm plank. 19, open up. 20, forearm plank. 21, rest your pelvis. Now, if you need to just lie, that's okay, but if you want to do a forearm sphinx or a higher one, swan, this is opening up those muscles we just worked. I hope you feel your abs are stretching, neck is soft. Here we go. Lower, lower, lower. Now, once you're down, bring your, let's grab a sip, but we're gonna do some rear deltoids. Hands are gonna be low towards your thighs, towards your hips. Now lift up your torso, lift up your toes, your knees. Now we're gonna lift our arms higher than our back. 15 repetitions of arm lifts in the I position. Good, feel the rear deltoid. Good, chin tuck a little, Betty. There you go. Good. All right, arms out like a letter T. 15 lifts with your arms. You want to feel those back shoulders. This is preventing rounded shoulders as well. Now we're going to take this to an Y. 15 lifts. 15. Now, when you're ready, we're going to take a child pose. I'm going to have us add on a possibility of elbows bending. Pat yourself on the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to your hands and knees and do a little cat-cow. Now, a modification would be that you fold your knuckles under or that you put your forearms on an arc. You can do all sorts, but this is the cat-cow, and you can stay here. If you would like, you can do the down dog, up dog with me, which is the spinal flexion, extension. You're just in a longer lever here. So choose which one you want. Cat cow, up dog, down dog. Lift. Lift. One more. And then take a little breather. Nice job. Grab a sip. We're going to go up. So actually going to grab we're going to go up to our shins. So if you like a little prop underneath your shins, you can do that. One leg out. All right. So one possibility here is to put your arms like little triangles. Dip as low as you can go safely, and then come back up. 5. Yep, 6. And then Jean, right here, yeah, this is, so you're gonna go low as you can, and then you can come up. So we're gonna stay away from that side until at the end. Now rotate, so that you should feel these muscles. 2, yeah, 3, there you go. 4, 5, good, so you're dipping away from your long leg. Find a place that feels good to challenge and stay there. 10 pulses. 5, you should feel this. All right, come up and over. Again, add any rotation you need. Now this hand that's in the air, it might need to go to a yoga block for a modification. So if this feels weird and you can't reach, just grab a yoga block or keep on going. And then if you're craving another step, come up to a Mudrasana. This can be done on the forearm too. Push, 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 open, 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 strong triceps. Inhale, and then exhale. Let's go to your knees, shins. Stretch out the other leg, so the other leg's long. One position could be that you just put your knuckles near your temples and you dip away from the long leg and then come up. Yeah. Good. 4. Another trick, if it's too hard, is you just cross your arms, or you need it a little higher. Good. We're going to be adding on a rotation, so go long away from that leg that's long and then rotate towards vertical. If you want more challenge, just keep it just shy of vertical so you're in tension the whole time. We are going to be finding a little range of motion that feels good for us. 5, 6, feel that 7, 8, 9. All right, now we're going to come up. The hand goes over. Woo! I like to add rotations here. This is the gate pose stretch. And then this hand, if you need a yoga block, grab it. So if you feel like your hand is too far away from the floor, grab a yoga block right there. Otherwise, you could even do a knuckle under. Stretch, lift, lift, lift. Let's try to get this hip open towards the sky. If you're doing okay and you're craving more, you're gonna go a little deeper. And again, a modification would be on the forearm. So listen to your body, but lift and push, and anything that's on the floor is strong. Yeah, I like that wrist roll too. It's like a nice little massage for the carpals. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come down. And just before we take another pose, grab a hand stretch, about 3 each way. Yeah, we're gonna grab a sip too. Hand down, pull the fingers. Hand down, pull the fingers. Good. All right, let that go. Grab a sip. And we're gonna do a balance pose, but in a little different way. So pretend you're a little V, tiny V. So it's like your legs are one part of the V and your torso is the other part. If you care to add on, you can extend. Try to balance here. Squeeze your legs towards each other. All right, now come back and then hold on to your toes. I gotta take off my socks, but you can hold on to your toes. You can lift up, and I'm gonna put 2 fingers around the big toe. If you would like, you can do that too. Shoulders down, just work in a range of motion that's healthy for your hamstrings or your inner thighs. Good. 5, 4, good. Everybody looks so good. 3, yep. There you go. Yeah. So you could do an in and out 3 times. Knee bend if you need to. Good. And when you're out, you could bend and straighten 3 times. Yeah. And hold. And then let your feet down. Nice job. Grab a set. Really good. We're going to do a prep stretch, which is the rack, and then we're going to go back to some posture. So go up with an arm, light hands, like you're barely on your hands. So this shouldn't hurt your wrist or elbows. Soften the elbows even more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Breathe in. And then exhale. Let's head down to the belly. So this is more thoracic extension. We go up a little higher. So you go up and then you're not using your hands, and then you press your hands up higher. And then you lower your torso. Now your thighs all by themselves. Try to feel if they're evenly lifting. Lift up, push. So we are warmed up in the upper back. You might find, and then lower, you might find you can go higher or move your hands in closer to your body to go a little bit higher. Lower, thighs, torso, and lift, and torso, and lift. All right, now those of you that want to add on, when you're up, you can let go for a rock. You don't have to, just do slow if you want to, or a few rocks in a row. Nice. All right, child pose when you're ready. Walk the fingers far right, so it's like a half moon. Pinky far away. Open up that rib cage. Exhale, lower the rib cage. Walk over to the other side. Open up your rib cage. Lower your rib cage. Nice. And then walk back out. And we're going to interlace the fingers at the lumbar spine if your body will do that. If that's uncomfortable, just leave your hands beside your pelvis. So I'll show modified, or if you can add on more shoulder stretch, push the palms together, lift up the arms. 10. This is called Shalabhasana. 3, 4, good. 5, 6, good neck correction. 7. Lower for a moment, bend 1 or 2 knees, and then reach for your ankles. And then here we go, bow pose. Up. Good upper. Yeah, there you go. Great. Really good. We're going to do a second set. Here we go. Let yourself rest. Come on back up. Recover. Now a little flutter with your legs. Once you have your flutter kick set, go open with your arms like a big fat circle. Five more. Breaststroke, arms, flutter legs if you can. Good. And then push it back. Woo-hoo. Let yourself go back. Your favorite child's pose is fine. And then grab a set. We're going to be adding on. Some of you might want your foam roller for this, like if you have a little metatarsalgia going on, or foot issue, or toe issue. Otherwise, you could just do this on the floor. My roller's all the way in the other room, so I'm just going to do this on the floor. So you're here in a plank, and then you push forward and you push back. You push forward, you push back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Yeah, push, forward, back. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2, 1. All right, take a little breather. And if you're like me and you want a little prop underneath the side arm plank, grab it. Good. We're going to try to take a tree. We are going to take a tree pose here as an option, but if you don't want it, just do a normal side plank. So come up and hold. Breathe in, lower your hip. All right, try the other side. So you could do normal plank, you could do side plank, tree. And then lower down. Nice job. Come back. We're going to do a forearm plank, and you can lift your hips just a tiny bit more than your normal plank. So what we're doing is making room. So I call this flamingo or running man. So pull your right knee under and hold for 10. Lower that foot to the floor behind you. Left knee under, crunch your abs, hold. Put that foot behind you. Take your right knee to your left elbow. Hold. Put that foot back. Take your left knee to your right elbow. Hold. And put that foot back, and let's do a child's pose. Good. Relax there. And then go back to a forearm plank. You're doing great, strong bodies. Now once you're here, dip your left hip a little low, then dip your right hip a little low. Dip your left hip a little low, and you're rotating right and left. So yes, just have fun. Dip, dip, rotate, rotate. You should feel your obliques. 4, 3, 2, recover with the pelvis on the floor, Sphinx. And as you feel stronger or more warmed up, go up, 10. Nice job. I'm gonna have us grab a sip, but then we're gonna come back to belly down. So you can do a swimming exercise. All right, this one is belly down swim. A little different than the breaststroke. So your arms are like a Y. You're going to hover your face above the floor. Lift your right arm and your left leg, and then lower those limbs. Left arm, right leg, and lower those limbs. Right arm, left leg. Yeah, so keep alternating. Now, if you're doing okay, all the limbs come off the floor, and you're swimming with no hands or feet touching the floor. Now, inhale through your nose twice and exhale through your nose twice, percussive breath. And recover, a child pose for a moment. Good job. Knees wide if you want a little variety. Your belly goes right in the middle. We're going to do a posterior oblique chain exercise next. So come back to belly. I hope you've noticed changes in your posture muscles. These are all great strengtheners. Let your hands be near your temple so you have triangle arms. Lift your right leg and your left torso in an extension plus a rotation. Lower. Lift your left leg, and your right shoulder is going to get a little higher in a rotation and an extension. So lift the opposite limb still. Add an extension plus rotation. Yes. Your neck should feel good the whole time. There shouldn't be any excessive creasing where the skull meets the neck. All right. 6 more. 5 more. 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come back, child's pose. Really good. Nice. Relax there. Take a seated position for a moment. This is an exercise, a stretch. That is really good for the posture. So add a rotation, get really tall, rotate cleanly. Breathe in, open. Exhale, rotate cleanly. Upper back rotation flexibility is very important to preserve upright posture. Now up and over like a half moon. So is this posture. So lateral flexion. You can also add a rotation down. And feels more open than the very first half moon we took, and then open. Breathe in. Go, this hand comes either down to the floor or over to the knee, up and then over. See if one side feels tighter. Good, rotate down a little. Rotate up a little. And then come up. I want to do a stretch specifically for the shoulders again. Not happy baby. Happy cow face. So one hand is up, one hand's low. Try to sit any way you want, it's fine. Just make sure you're not tilting to the low hand side. And that should feel, see if that's making progress. I always feel like this is a quickly diminishing skill set. So other side, so I like to keep this one in our repertoire. Looks good, looks good, looks good. 5, 4. And either prayer pose front or prayer pose back. So this is here or here. Make sure it's comfortable on your hands. Open your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake it out. Great job. We're going to do some sculpting now. So if you have your Dynaband handy, let's get to it. Grab a sip though and grab a heavy band. If you don't have a heavier band, then grab 2 bands. That'll work just fine. We are going to be sitting on the floor. So if you need to modify, you can always sit on a little prop for your hamstrings to have more slack. So I'll just demonstrate. But the main goal is you put this band around your heel arch. Cross the band like an X. Walk your hands very far forward. You want to be on the tubing. If you have elastic tubing with handles, you want to be holding the tubing. Bend the elbows. So the row, strong back muscles, good upper body strengthening. Yep, jawline parallel to the floor. If you look at your wrists, they should look neutral, and you can always verify and then sit back up again. If you can do an add-on, you can supinate the palms. You can flip them towards the sky as you row. If that's too much or it makes your wrist feel funky, don't do it. But that'll add a little bit more work for that arm. All right. 6 more. Pull, strong back. 5, 4, elbows get long between repetitions. 3, they should feel tension as soon as they start pulling that rope. 1. All right, now get ready, pull right. I'm gonna add that supination cue. Left, pull right, because we know that rotation's so important for the back to stay upright and not get rounded over. So we're adding it to our work. We did it with our stretch. All right, 8 more, 7 more, 6, clean rotation, 5, jaw lines parallel to the floor, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you have a medium band, grab it. So this is a heavy, so now I'm changing bands and putting it around the heel arch. And if you just have one band, you just change where you hold your grip. That's a great thing about the bands. So pull past your thighs. Move that so you can see. You're tall. You're lengthening as if every time you pull, you get taller. There's space between your vertebrae. That looks really good. Pull and then slow the return down for the next 10, 9, 8. Your wrist should feel neutral and look neutral. 5, 4, 3, strong back muscles. 2, 1, cross the rope like an X. Put your elbows very close to your ribs. And now you're gonna open up just the forearms. Keep those elbows glued to your ribs. Shoulders down the back. Yep. 6, strong upper body. 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the forearm parallel to the floor. Try not to let it go down towards the floor. Just keep it parallel. Yeah. Yeah, if you're not sure, look at it. It should be forearm parallel to the floor. 5, 4, keep your wrist neutral. 2, 3, 2, uncross the band. Now, a couple ways to do a bicep curl is to just bend the elbows like this. If you don't have enough tension, grab more band. If you want to add an ab crunch and you don't have anything going on with your spine that would hurt it, you can lean back and still bicep it. Yeah, I like to add a little bit of an inner thigh squeeze, so you can add that your legs are going towards each other here and your inner thighs will contract. Just a little low grade contraction. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, come back up. Nice job. Let's take a palm stretch like this and lower. So you're going to stretch out your hands, your forearms. Now lift your torso. 5. Good. 2 and 1. Nice job. I want to encourage you. Oh, grab a sip. You're going to do push-ups. You're going to do them somewhere. Some of you might want to do them on the standing on the against a wall. Hands on the wall. You can do them on the floor. You can do them on the floor in so many ways. One is just an all fours, one's knees back all fours, and then one's on the toes. So try 10 push-ups. Nice, and then we're going to do a tricep stretch. So whenever you're ready, you just meet me with the elbow up and lean like triceps stretch meets half moon. And then your hand goes to your other elbow, and then tricep stretch meets half moon. Nice. Now we're going to release, but stand up and have a Dynaband handy, probably a medium. You're going to step on that band. Heel or heels. And you're going to do bicep curls. Good. 4, 5, 6. $16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You guys did great. Step off. Now the band, I'm going to change. It's medium or medium heavy. It's going to go behind your upper back. So I like to think of the scapula or the shoulder blades as a landmark. The band is probably on the lower end of that. Grab excess if you want. And we're going to go forward. Now, if you care to add on, go up to your toes or the ball of your foot and make a little momentary balance where your elbows are long at the same time that your heels are up. Momentary balance, good. Palms are up on this one. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I'm going to try to slow it down on the way back a little. 10 to work. 11, work the negative. Good. 12, 13, 14. Good. 15, tall. 16, head is long, tall, neck is long. Let's take 2 more. Here we go. Very good. Very good. All right, now grab a sip and we'll do a lighter one, a medium light or a light. Stand on that band. with your heel. Lateral raise. Good. Shoulders and torso. 6 is stable. No neck. Should feel your shoulder. Good. There's some fatigue hitting. If you feel like you can't finish with good form, you just give yourself a little bit more rope or band. 16, so I'm starting to feel shoulder fatigue. That's about what we want, that we can do it, but it's a little harder. 19, 20, good. Take it to the other side. Now I'm gonna change the heel as well. So left hand, left heel, for example. Go out like a letter T. Now, you can adjust, especially on the first ones. You're trying to figure out where you want to be. Good. And 5, 6, 7, 8. You're doing great. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Very good. Now we're going to take it to the other heel. Step on the other heel, other band. Now we're going forward, and you're tall. Good. See, it'd be tempting to lean or to pull back, but you're going to rotate back, but you're going to stay square with these little stabilizers in the core. Jaw soft. And then take it to the other. So have a seat. Tall. Good, Jean. 11. It looks so good. Look at all those good postures. Breathe in through your nose. That's a great cue. Breathe out your nose for all sorts of health reasons. That looks great, guys. Take that out. Now, I'm going to have us do a stretch with the band. So it's wide enough that you can get a good stretch, but it doesn't hurt your shoulders. You don't have to contort your body. So good. Now make sure you're safe. For you, hold a Y. Breathe in through your nose. Go back a little bit like a T. And a little bit more. And then let that down. Good job. All right, grab a sip. We're going to do some triceps. The back of the arm. I'm always surprised at how important this muscle is for preventing falls, for preventing hip fractures. So hand behind, hand here. Okay, get ready. We are going to push up. Okay, so you may have to adjust too to make sure it suits your intensity. Lengthen all the way in that arm. Good. 8. Yep. 11. 12, building muscle. 13, building bones. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. It should be getting tired. You can finish it, but it's tired. Change hands. So this hand that was working is now your anchor. Let me get away from that wall and push up. All right, you may have to grab more. You're setting your ribs over your pelvis, your clavicle over your ribs. Should be getting tired. Ooh, and then let that go. Nice job. Take a sip. We're gonna grab some hand weights now. So you can grab a weight that would let you do an overhead press with military press. But if that is a problem for your shoulders, you might do a front raise instead. So I want you to feel safe with your body. So you might go 3 to 9 pounds and push your, from here, push up. Notice how your abs have to stabilize you so that your body doesn't feel like it's wobbly or that your ribs don't jut out. Now we're just going to do a neck check. Everything should feel good there. Should be feeling like you're getting tired. Remember, it's okay to grab a different weight. It's okay to change what you need to do. Let's try 3 more if you've got it. 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to lower those hand weights down. Now I'm going to mix 2 things up. One is a finger lace position, and then the other is take a balance pose. Just take 3 circles where you're dynamically balancing on one leg, other way. Now take that foot down. 3, so you're doing a balance challenge, which strengthens the glute, and a shoulder stretch. You can do this stretch all during the day because it's so good for the body. We'll do knocking on the door of life. Good job. We're going to take one that is a hammer curl or a supinated curl, biceps. I want you to choose what's your preference. You can even mix it up if it doesn't hurt your joints. So it's going to be like this. So a heavier weight, let's say 5 to 10. Now I'll show a couple ways. This is a supinated. And I always just imagine how useful this is for chores, lifting up items. Good. I'm going to change it to just to show a different one, and you're welcome to do either way. 8. Good. 9. So that would be supinated, but notice your wrist. You want them in line with your forearm. So if you do want to change it up, you can do whatever's better for your wrist. It would look like this. Now there's a little bit brachioradialis in this variation, or just pretend you have to pick up something with a different grip. So we're working our hands, our arms in different manners that we would need functionally. Good. Love it. All right, 2 more of those. Good. I like how no one's just using their body to make it happen. You're just using those biceps. Now we are going to be letting those hand weights down. You know I have to do a half moon every now and then. So cross and over. 5, 4. So what we do is we strengthen the muscles, but we maintain our flexibility. We keep our muscles stretched and we don't get contracted. So we sneak in the full breathing, we sneak in the mobility active, and the stretch is static. So we've got strength and flexibility. Good, and then let that go. We're gonna do a deltoid raise, so let me just show you. It looks like this. Grab a sip if you'd like, by the way. So I think we're doing good with our 8 to 12 ounces. Go out like a letter T on this next one. So you'll probably need 3 to 8 pounds. You're gonna go out, and you're gonna go out. Now, neck is soft. I'm going to slow it down on the way down. Good. And you can see your weights in your peripheral vision. That's a good check to make sure they're not drifting behind you and that you're working in that safer scapular plane. Good. You got it. All right, let those down. Nice. And let's take one more little balance pose here. So see if you can take a tree, and you can interlace, but if you can do a little bit more, just take 10 counts of cow face on one leg. So now the glute is firing. And then lower that foot, take this tree pose, and then switch your arms, cow face. How tall can you get here? Good. 3, elbow tall, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's go down and do a chest press. This will be a higher weight, so I'm going to say 5 to 12 pounds. You're going to be lying on your back. Grab a sip if you'd like. And you're going to be lying on your back. Some of you might like to have a pillow. Modification would be that you do a wall tricep press. Feet on the floor. This is also called hook position sometimes. Push up, and then one weight end will touch one weight end at the top over your sternum. Bend your elbows. Push up and bend. So first things first, we've got the ribs gently touching the floor, so our low back isn't arching off the mat crazily. It's a normal arch, it's not pushing up anymore. So your ribs are gently touching the floor. Your shoulders should always feel safe in these exercises. We've all got different histories in our body. So I want you to just find a place. Generally 45 degree at the shoulder is a safe one. For some people who might have more shoulder issue going on, you might want to put your arms pretty close to your ribs and then just push up and don't worry about the weights touching. So listen to what your body is telling you. Nothing should hurt your joints in our class. Up, and you're controlling it on the way down. Up, and you're controlling it on the way down. Now we're going to do 5 more if you can, even if you have to change weights. 5, or if you change positions. 4. Good. Looking, everyone looks good. 3. Good. I like the narrows sometimes. 2. 1. Now, I'm going to have us have the down by the side, and that way we can take a full body stretch. So you're reaching. You can shift through your waist. So one leg feels like it gets longer than the other. That's a QL exercise, your low back. See if one shifts easier than the other and try to even it up. 5. If you're able to do the next one, we're going to put the feet on the floor. Probably the same weight, maybe a pound lighter, but you're going to open up like a trees in front of you. It looks like this. And now if you're okay with that, you feel like, oh, there's no joint pain. I'm going to grab my weight now. You go up, and the hands, the weights are touching over the sternum. Probably both of the ends are touching. Open up like a tree is there, and you want to hug it, but you want to make sure your hands do not touch the floor in between. You've got this circular feeling to your arms. Your wrist also feels solid. Can you see how easy it would be for the wrist to get extended with the weight? So I want you, if you look at your wrist, the wrists are solid with the forearms. Ribs are touching the mat. Let's add our exhale. We're breathing through our nose, and we're pulling our belly in. Breathe in through your nose, breathing out your nose with the ab pull in. All right, last 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Now you're going to let those weights go by. Let's take another full body stretch. And if you can, use your abs to come up seated. Good. And then take the weights to the side just a moment. We're going to break it up with a plank because of the abs, and then with an extension for the upper back. So, and the back, the whole back. So grab your forearm plank, and those of you that like to add a little bit more challenge, pretend that you're pulling your forearms to your toes to your forearms. That's called an isometric plank. So it should add an extra 10% or so. 10, 2, 3, and recover. Now this one is hands low, lift everything up, a swan type exercise, thoracic extension. Press a little more, hold. And then a child pose. Good job, push back. All right, toes under if you want. Okay, we are going to take a light weight, so between 2 and 5. This is external rotation. 3 to 4 is probably where a lot of people are going to be. I've got a 5, but anywhere between 2 and 5. Your external rotation with the hand weight looks like this. A can of soup would work for this, you know, just something that gives you a therapeutic load. It shouldn't feel like you have to strain like a squat. You know, it's not a big muscle group here. It's 3 little muscle groups. And we're only doing 10 reps, but talk about good for the shoulder. Oh, let's do one more. Inhale, wrist is neutral. Now I'm gonna leave the weight here and just get my body around it and then adjust. So your arm protects your neck to be comfortable. Grab the hand weight. Your wrist is neutral. Keep the wrist neutral even when you lift it up. Don't let the hand weight go back behind your body. So the wrist is neutral. I like to pretend there's a piece of plywood in there. My wrist and my forearm are one piece of plywood. 6, 7, 8. This is severely therapeutic. If you don't want rounded shoulders, this is one of those exercises. Let's do one more bonus. Here we go. Let that down. Now, you can sit any way you want to. Good job. And this is just an arm across. Now give yourself a help, like you're pushing your arm further. I like to add a wrist roll here, a few each way. And then you take the other arm, help it out, push it back. So you've got a little rear deltoid and then good. Nice. Grab a sip. We're going to stand up without using our hands. We're going to do a front raise with the shoulders. So probably anywhere from 3 to 8 or 3 to 7 pounds. Ready? Stand. Get your blood pressure in check. And I'm hoping nobody's on more than 5 meds, but if you are on over 5 meds, there's a really high chance of falling when you change positions like that, especially in the middle of the night. So if that's you, you can sit up in bed, wait for your blood pressure to adjust, stand up, wait for your blood pressure to adjust, and then ambulate in a well-lit space. But we don't want to fall. Now this is the shoulders, but you can also feel your torso muscles, your core have to work so that you don't feel wobbly. Your wrist, if you look at them, they should feel solid. I'm trying to resist gravity. Good job, I love it. I like that. A modification would be one arm at a time. Another modification would be not going up so high, you know, keeping it in an abbreviated range of motion. Take 2 more, you're doing great. One more. Nice job. Let that go. Knocking on the door of life. I want to do a back row on this next one. So it will take 2 heavier weights, let's say 2 between 5 and 15, and just have 2 of them. Now because we're doing 2, you might err on the like 5 to 10 pounds each hand weight, but I want you to pretend, look at your back, it's like a piece of plywood. It's not like a tortoise. Now you're going to pull your elbows up. Now I'm not doing a bicep curl here. The hand weights are not near the shoulders. They're just straight down. Lower. I almost think of picking up a suitcase, but you see how your legs are active? Yeah. Bend your elbows behind you. Yeah. So your hand weights will not be near your shoulders because your forearms are vertical. Good. Notice how your back is long, like you might lift your sternum a little bit more. Yeah, lift your heart. Good, Jean. All right, now neck soft. So your heart's lifted, but you might have a chin tuck. Back row. Feel your strong quads helping you. Your belly's pulling in, just 2 more. 2. Let your elbows go. Now, ready? Stand tall. Let that blood pressure adjust. Get rid of those for just a moment. Yep. Sway. hold. Nice job. We're gonna sneak in one more plank and one more swan, so get ready. Forearms down, hold. This is kind of like you're putting everything together. You need a strong core, you need strong shoulder blade stabilizers, your neck retractors, which are critical to have strong so we don't have forward header on. Our quads are long, our knees are long. Quads are strong because our knees are long. Hold 5 more. Lower, let your hands go low beside you. Leave your toes down this time and lift up and down 10 times. If you feel like you can change your arms, put your fingers near your temples and continue. Toes down on this one. 5, 4, back strength. 3, 2, hands on the floor, open up. Now, your shoulders are down the back, your spine's lifted. It's as if we're setting our posture for the rest of the day. Add that inhale through your nose. And then come back down. Now, we're gonna take a seat any way you want to. And take 3 breaths up. And act like someone's pulling your arms up to the sky. And exhale, get rid of all tension. Neck is soft. Breathe in. So it's like there's a string pulling you up. Breathe in. Even do a little bit of a back bend here. Lift your heart. And then bring your hands to your heart and then take a moment and settle in. You're lifting up your spine, but you don't have any tension. Your jaw is soft. Your heart is open. Notice how good it feels to start the day with a clear mind, a good habit. It sets the rest of the day up for that sense of wellness. So imagine yourself going through your day with that sense of lifted heart, radiant cells, wellness. You can ask yourself before you do something, is this good for me? And your heart and your cells will tell you if it is, and you can stay in that alignment the rest of the day. Is this good for me? Is this in wellness? With so much appreciation. Thank you guys so much. You're doing so good. Everyone's posture looks so good. Great job, and I'll see whoever can come tomorrow.